yourself to us, who you are, why you came to Africa, why you came to Ghana for the first time.
I am Safira Richardson Levy, and originally from Chicago, Illinois, in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Moved from Chicago to Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States. But I've always had a desire to come to Africa. My desire was to see it, to see where our people came from. And so in 2021, a couple of years ago, we had a friend who said, you know what, we need to build this bridge, not a literal bridge, but we need to build this bridge so that people can go from America to Africa. Our people can go from America to Africa. And so we need someone to be a pioneer. We need someone that will be willing to be a pioneer to make that happen. And when he told me that, I put my hand up and I said, I'm on board, I'm willing. And so he arranged for us to take this trip to Africa, to Ghana in 2021. And we were here for about 10 days. And we went to several sites and we were visiting. And so we really didn't get the flavor of Ghana, but we knew we were home. It was so breathtaking. And it was like the spirits just came up when we came out of the airport. The spirits, the ancestors just touch your soul. And it was like, we are home. This is not a vacation. We are home. And so we decided at that point, this is where we need to be. Not want to be, but this is where we need to be. And we got ready to go back. We were here 10 days and we got ready to go back, and we noticed a significant change in our spirit. It just dropped. It was like we were so, oh no. And we did not want to leave. And so as we were boarding the plane, getting ready to go back to America, we were in such a sad state of mind. We had decided on the plane then and there, we were coming back to Ghana for the permanent time. And so we started making plans. And here we are today.
You moved to
Yes,
Ghana.
yes, we moved to Ghana. Yes.
So, sir, you have something to say to us too?
Yeah, I'm Yaakov Richardson. This is my wife, Shafira Richardson. And we're just glad to be here. And as she said, we've always wanted to go home to the motherland, where we came from, where our ancestors came from. And so we're just glad to be here. And basically, everyone that we've seen has opened their hearts and their arms and welcomed us back to the land of our ancestors. It's somewhere where I've always wanted to be and have always longed to be, even from a young child. There's something that has been missing from that. And we yearn for our history. We yearn from where we came, even during the slave trade. We've come home. We've seen the different things that have went on with our ancestors, and we're just glad to be home. We're glad to be where man started from. And from here, all civilization exists right now from the migration of our ancestors going from one area to the other. And we're just glad to be here. Everyone that's here that is indigenous of here has welcomed us home. And it's just so heartwarming to be here. And as my wife was saying, we're glad to be home, back home again. And everyone that when we stepped off the plane, they greeted us to be home. And we're still getting greetings as long as we've been here, welcoming us back. We can't go anywhere else in the world and be able to get that welcoming, but with our own ancestors and with our own people. It's a bridge that has now been connected. And I advise every African American, Caribbean American, European, Afro American to come home. You don't have to come home to stay here if you don't want to, but you owe it to yourself, your children, and all of your ancestors to come back home and see your home and see your people. This is your family. This is where you come from. And you need to know that all history comes from here. We're the fathers and mothers of all civilization. And you need to know that. You need to know that so that you will have respect for your own all over the world, to know that they're kings and queens.
Yes.
That's what needs to be known. And the way that we're being taught is that everyone is greater than us. There are no other race on the face of the earth that is greater than us. We are man, and our women are womankind. They created all. Every race comes from us. And we're so proud to be part of that stock of human civilization.
Indeed, you were too motivational, you were too inspiring, because I heard you say a whole lot of things about African Americans and African coming together and so forth. But moving to a particular country for the first time, you supposed to investigate about the country before you move in. So as you were moving to Ghana, or maybe as you were visiting Ghana for the first time, what did you put in place before moving to Ghana?
On the American side,
Yes.
well, finances first.
Okay.
You have to put the money together first.
Right.
But you have to have a strong desire, a will, and a determination that this is what you're going to do.
And
That's
you have to
first
do
thing.
your research.
Yes.
You have to do your research before you come back to the motherland.
But I think the first thing that you have to do is ask yourself why. You have to be able to answer that question, why? Why do I want to go? Why do I need to go? What am I going to do when I get there? Once you can answer that question for yourself, then you're good to go. Everything else makes sense. Even if you don't have all the dollars, because everything is based on dollars. Even if you don't have all the dollars, the desire, the will, the love, the want, if you can answer that why, and if that why tells you because it's home for me and I want to do it and this is what I need to do in my lifetime, everything else falls in place because you make it happen. You say your prayers, and then you turn it over to the Creator, and then you just start moving. Yes. I just want to say something about this shirt that I'm wearing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can see there's 40 years in the shirt.
Yes. When we got here, I think the second day we were here, I remember putting this shirt on, and I was out on the water, standing on the water, and I said to myself, the shirt says 400 years, and then it has the hands with the chains broken.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking when I was out on the water, and I said to myself, I'm home, baby. 400 years and I'm home, baby. Yes. I made it back. And that was significant to me, because what that said is all of my family, all of my people that wound up in America and Haiti and wherever else they wound up, they didn't get back.
Right.
But I made it
We
back.
made a full circle.
A full circle.
Back
and
home.
That means a world of
to our ancestors.
Yes.
And we have been here in 2021. We came, and as we were saying, we came and we scouted out the land biblically, as the Creator said that we should. And we spent 10 days here before we went back and made the decision that we were coming back home and making a place for the generations to come.
That's right.
That's what's important, that we come back home. We come back to our people. And most of all, we come back to the greatness of who we are.
And I think it's also important that people understand that while, yes, you're doing it for yourself, but you're not really just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the generations that come behind you that want to make that same trip
right,
and make that same transition.
That's right.
So when you come or when you go anywhere in Africa, you come with a mindset, or you should come with a mindset that I'm not going to Africa to sit on the beach and play with my toes. It's not just about me. It's not just about him. It's not, we're not individuals. We have a responsibility to the generations that needs to come back home.
That's right.
And so we came back with a desire and a will to not only come here and establish ourselves, but to establish that bridge that's going to make it easier for the next generation to come.
Of our ancestors to come.
So we
we
see ourselves as pioneers.
Right.
We have some bumps in the road. It's not all easy. And I think that some people come, and when the bumps start happening, they run. But we are strong. We are determined. We are not running. So the power goes out. I don't like the power to go out. But you know what? It's going to come back on. It's okay. I'm going to make it so that the next generation can come. And while I'm here, I have a goal. I came here with a goal and a dream. The Creator said to me, go to Ghana and lift up my people. And I couldn't figure out how in the world am I going to do that? I'm not a preacher. I can't go and start preaching.
But it's to establish the reconnection.
Right.
That was taken away from us.
Right.
We went to a land that was not our land.
Hostile land.
We went to a land where our language was taken from us. Our identity was taken from us. And a tree without roots will soon die. So we needed, the Creator told us to come back home.
Yes.
You see, and see our
That's
people.
Right. And
these are our people.
Yes.
We won't even identify with them as being just Ghanaians. We identify them or us
family.
as family.
Yes.
That's the way we identify.
Yes.
So that negativity about them being someone else, no, you're not someone else. You are us, and we are you. And the welcoming here has been just, it's just been heartwarming for us to come back home.
And that it's the respect. The respect is mutual. Some people may or may not be able to give it or receive it, but for us, we are determined that the respect is mutual. We thank the people of Ghana for receiving us so warmly, but in return, we thank them, for receiving us. And so we have a mutual respect, for the people of Ghana. We love the people of Ghana. We're not here to hurt the people of Ghana. This is our family.
We're family.
We have met so many people. In fact, we have one guy, very good friend. We have taken him as family because he actually looks like his nephew. And he's a driver here, a local driver. And his name is Ralph, if it's okay for me to say that. And Rafu, I think is how you actually pronounce it. But he is such a wonderful person. He has become such a family member and a friend. If we don't hear from him in 2 days, or if we have not called him, he calls us.
He calls us.
Are you all okay?
He calls
is everything good? Do you need anything? It is, and that is how.
And I don't know.
Everyone has been like that.
I don't know if it's ancestral spirituality, because he looks just like my nephew.
Yes, he does.
Just like when I first seen him when we came in 2021, I looked at him and it was just unbelievable. because we know that when we were taken from the motherland and we were shipped or taken across the Atlantic, we were taken from families.
Yes.
So our families are still here. And I've seen just in our being here for the last, we've been here about 90 days now. I've seen a lot of my relatives here. And and I've seen a lot of distant relatives. I've looked at my sisters and brothers here, and I've said, that looks like Uncle John, or that looks like Uncle Paul. And it's just unbelievable. But I have to come back to the reality that these are my ancestors, and that I was taken, or we were taken from them off the coast. But we're glad to be back here again. And I just want to thank the Creator for that, and just say hallelujah for us being able
for making their way
to make it back home. That we were able to do that even in our age.
Wow.
It's a great thing to come back home.
Yes.
You know.
And we are retired. We retired in the United States, but we want to live out. We made a decision, he and I, that we are going to live out our lives here.
Home.
This is what.
Home.
This is the decision that we made.
Life.
Yes,
Home.
yes, yes,
Home.
yes. We,
You know.
the remaining years that we have on Earth here, we want to live it out here.
And we want to live
it. That's why
it.
we're here.
We want to live it. We want to live it amongst our own ancestors, and not in fear.
Yes.
That's number one. Because if our own does not accept us, then who will? We're at home now. We don't have to worry about other problems. We're safe. And I said to everyone of African ancestral descent, come home. If you don't care for here, come home. You owe it to yourself to come to see where your roots and your origin comes from.
You know, you made mention of you bridging a gap between the African Americans and Africans for them to for the African Americans to come home. So how do you intend to do that?
I intend to do that not by myself, of course, but with the group that I'm working with, and with the other person in America. His name is Seth. And wonderful person.
And your YouTube connection.
Yes.
Your YouTube connection.
Yes.
So I suggest everyone to go to your YouTube and look at it, because you need to get it from Afro-Americans that have come and settled.
And that's how we intend to do it. We want to do more interviews. We want to talk to people. We call back to the U.S. quite often. People send us texts and email. How is it going over there? Send us pictures. What is it like?
Right.
And, because unfortunately in America and in the school system, we have been taught nothing but negativity when it comes to Africa. And so people, even in this day and time, are still thinking those negative thoughts. So when they say, send us pictures. Oh, what is it like? Is there food? Can you eat food? Is it normal food? These are because people don't know. We only know what we were taught.
What we were
and
taught.
So we want to make people aware that it's not what we were taught.
It's all a bunch of lies. It's lies. This is your home. This is the Garden of Eden.
Yes.
All mankind comes from here. And you should be proud of who you are.
Yes.
You should be proud of that, to know that all kingdoms on the surface of the earth comes from the motherland. You should be proud of that.
I think that I want to say that I think people should be aware of. One thing that I will make people aware of is that you're going to have somewhat of a culture shock. Big time. Because in America, we come from a place where pretty much everything is given to us. You know, we have plenty of jobs, we have plenty of houses, we have plenty of buildings, you know, we have fancy cars, and we have all, you know, you can go in someone's house and they have 6 TVs, a TV in every room, including the bathroom, you know. And then you get here and that's not what you see. That's not what is here. And then people have this culture shock like, oh no, I can't do this.
Kind of picky.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. But you have to get over that.
Yeah.
Get over that. That's not what it's all about. That's not what
Mhm.
life is all about. So you don't have 6 TVs. So what?
We're
You know?
here. We're here. We've come back home to help our people,
Yes.
our ancestors, to be able to, you know, to
Rise
grow
up, to grow, be
and
healthy.
you know, we've brought a lot of the different things from America here, and that's what we're saying about other Afro Americans. Come here and bring the skills.
Yes.
We built America.
Yes.
We built Europe. We built all of that. Why not come home
Yes.
and contribute to our own families?
And that's why we're here.
You know,
Mhm.
as you were also saying, you were saying something like respect in terms of Africans being respecting you and so forth, checking up on you and all sort of stuff. So comparing that kind of respect that you get from abroad, or maybe let me say America,
Mhm.
to Africa,
Mhm.
which one do you think is a better way of dealing with people?
Oh, here for sure. Ghana has a, well, first of all, even when you come here, the flavor is different.
Yeah.
You feel the spirit of the
Mhm.
people, and the
Mhm.
energy is different.
And,
It's not
and
tense.
one of the biggest things is the word please.
Yes, we hear that a lot.
Please is
Yes.
is
Yes.
very
And
very good, very humble
yes.
to us,
Yes.
because we don't get that in the States.
And not
you
only
know.
do we not get that, but
Mhm.
in the US, in America, everyone is very tense. Very tense,
Mhm.
because especially if you're of color, very tense, because our people are being killed on a regular basis by the police and anyone else. So everyone is very tense.
Right.
But at the same time, everyone has this, I don't want to say dog eat dog mentality, but they have this survival mentality, even if that means I have to walk on top of you. So with all of that going on, we can't be cordial to each other. There's
Mhm.
no time to be cordial.
And that's a big
to,
problem. Yeah.
to each other.
Right.
So the respect is not there.
Mhm.
It's not that people may not want to disrespect you, but because of the atmosphere,
Okay.
we do not respect one another enough. So when we get here to Ghana, that's why we were so surprised to people welcome us. People, how can I help you? Yes, please. You know, you don't get that in America.
Mhm.
And it's our fault, but at the same time, it's not our fault. We have been conditioned to disrespect one another.
Mhm.
We have been conditioned to hate, literally hate
Each
one
other.
another.
Each
We
other.
have been conditioned
Mhm.
based on the tone of our skin.
Mhm.
Even if I'm a little lighter skinned than he is, we have been conditioned to hate each other. That was the outset of slavery.
We've lost that family. We've lost that village responsibility for our people and our neighbors. We've lost that.
Yes.
And it's because of the culture that has been put on us. But we want to get back to that.
And we
To-
and we
Uh-huh.
we saw it when we got here.
That's right.
And we have been seeing it, and
Mhm.
it's not pretend. That's the thing. It's not pretend. It's not like, okay, we're here for the first 2 or 3 days, everybody is real nice, and then all of a sudden everybody turns mean and get out of here, don't come over here. It's not pretend. It is so much love here and so much respect here that it's just awesome. I don't know who would not want to be here, because you get the respect that you feel you are due. but then you also return that respect because the next person, the person who is native to Ghana, they may not have what you have, but they are worthy of the respect that they give you. They're worthy of that. So we are the same people. We are family. There is no difference.
So, um, two families, or maybe a husband and wife, moving to Ghana permanently, um, to settle in Ghana. At least, Africa has a whole lot of things. As I'm talking about bridging the gap and so forth. So you moving to Africa and you also want to help us bridge the gap between African Americans and Africans and so forth. How do you intend to develop or maybe help in developing Africa whilst you move to Africa?
One of my ways of helping Africa, is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
I came here with a mission, and the mission was from the creator who said to me, go to Ghana and lift up my people. That's what came in my head. I had no clue what that meant, nor did I have a clue how that was going to be done. But I knew the mission was to go to Ghana and lift up my people. That doesn't mean that I'm better than the people. That just means that I may have some skills, some qualities, something that I can offer to lift up the people. So the first thing that I did, the first thing that we did when we got here is we drove around and we looked around and we saw that Ghana has lots of trash, for a lack of better word. Some things are on the side of the road. I said, this is how I'm going to help lift up the people. So we went to the people in power, the assembly. I don't remember the name of the assembly. And we discussed how can we get a recycle facility established right here in Elmina. So he asked us, we had a good meeting. We met with two people on two different occasions. We had a great meeting. He said, can you go put a proposal together and bring it back to me?
Right.
That's what we're working on,
Very
a proposal.
positive.
Because,
Very positive.
yes, because we're not here, again, just for ourselves. We are here to make life better for the people that are here. Africa is the richest continent in the world, but its people are not rich because of the colonization, because of the greed of other people, so that has taken from Africa and has not given back to its people. Well, I'm not rich by no standard, but what I do have, I intend to bring it to Ghana. And that's how I intend to help lift up this
different
people.
skills that we have acquired in our lifetime being from America. There are different skills and different things that we can offer from technical perspectives, all different types of perspectives. We're coming here to help to make where the Western world has prospered off of the skills. We're bringing that as African Americans here because we've built America. We've made America the strength that it is. We've made all of Europe the strength that it is. It's from us that they are strong. So we are bringing that know-how and the experience back to our people so that they will be greater, much greater than the Western world.
And not just the experience, but the finances. The finances, we want to be able to bring the finances to Ghana, to Africa. So when we're in America, we may buy 3 cars to one household. How about, and one car may cost $20,000, $15,000. How about taking that $15,000 and bringing it to Ghana or bringing it to Africa? Do you know what can be done with that? Do you know how that will benefit the people, how that will lift up the people, how that would make people's lives greater? These are the kinds of things, this is the bridge that I'm trying to make happen. I want people to come here
Mhm.
with a mindset that I'm not going to sit on the water and twiddle my toes. I want people to come here with a mindset that I'm going to hit the ground running.
And bring wealth
Yes. And bring
to
the
the
wealth
motherland.
here. Yes.
Instead of them taking it away from the motherland, we as Americans that know how the systems work in Europe, bringing it back to our ancestors so that
Yes.
they can prosper and benefit from it.
You know, you made mention of Africa doesn't need any continent to survive, or maybe Africa doesn't need any country to survive. So we are in Africa. We have a whole lot of resources in Africa. We don't make good use of the resources. We just, in a country or maybe in our continent, another country will come in to take our resources back to their country to make whatever they want to use with, with the resources. So you being a diaspora and I being an African or maybe an indigenous African, how are we going to stop that from all these things, like we trying to make use of our own resources over here rather than sending it out there for people to use?
You know what? I don't have an answer for that. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm not a political person. And I know that it all starts at the top. It's politics. And you have to get I won't say powers to be, but I will say the people that make the decisions, the people who are in charge, you have to have them on board. So that question is a little bit over my head. But that's why I'm starting with the recycle service, because I was able to go to the government of this town and say, this is what I want to happen. So that's how it's going to happen. So not just me by myself, not just us as a couple, but if we can get enough people with the same mindset to say, and the government is willing to sit down and have a meeting and say, bring a proposal. That sounds good. I think we can do that.
And that's
how it's going to happen.
They are doing that.
And it's happening slowly because you only have a handful of people. That's why we need more people to come. The diasporans needs to come home, but come home with a mindset that I am willing to build. I'm not coming here to twiddle my toes. To
contribute.
Yes, contribute.
Not for vacation.
Yes.
But to come back home and make this nation, this continent, the greatness that it is in its people.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
And it goes back to a little bit of responsibility. There is a sense of responsibility. And you have to have that sense of responsibility. I owe it, and he owe it, and we as a people owe it to the ancestors that stayed away 400 years, even those that didn't make it, that jumped off the ship. We owe our ancestors. So we need to come back here, but not come back here and vacation and sit back and twiddle our fingers or say, you know what, we got all this money from America and we can make big, and it can go far in Africa. No, let's use it to help build Africa, to help lift up the people of Africa. That's the mindset that we need to have.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, you've been in Ghana for I think you came
3
to
months.
Ghana 3 months ago.
Yes.
So that is when you moved to
Yes.
Ghana permanently.
Yes.
3 months ago.
Yes.
Right? So at least you might have tasted a whole lot of Ghanaian food and so forth. So what is really the best food so far that you guys have tasted? You know, sorry, I'm not supposed to say you guys, but
Oh, that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. Well, we can never remember the names of anything. So
I think the chicken and mushroom is good.
yes, I don't know if I can say Mabel's Table on.
No, but I'm talking about indigenous African food that you guys have tasted so far.
Red. I always heard that, but I never knew what it was.
I love a fufu.
Yes, fufu. That's what I was trying to think
good.
of.
I
Yes,
love
fufu.
fufu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one of the greatest things here is the fruit and the vegetables, mangoes, pineapples, coconuts. Oh, all that's beautiful.
Yes.
And you don't actually get those in the States
No.
unless you pay a lot of money for it. So another important positive part of the motherland is your health and the foods and the fruits and the vegetables that you can get in the motherland. That's right. Like I said, it's the Garden of Eden. The Creator put everything here for us. And in the herbs and the trees, all of the healing.
It's right here.
Vegetables and plants and different things.
Mm-hmm.
It's a paradise.
Yes.
It's a paradise.
Yes.
You know, and that was one of the greatest things that I had noticed was everyone is so knowledgeable about the different plants and fruits and vegetables for good health. And what price can you pay for good health? So that's
I have a confession when it comes to food. When we first got here, and even up until this day, I have met a lady. I have dubbed her the mango lady. And so every other day, I would say, oh, okay, I have to go to the mango lady. And now when we go to her, she hugs me like we're sisters. And she already know, okay, I know she gets the bag. I know you're here for mangoes. I said, yes, I'm here for mangoes. And she said, okay, anything else? And then she will proceed to educate me. Now, if you eat this, this is for this, and this is for that. And this is what the people of Ghana do. And it's just awesome. It's really awesome. It's not just the food, but it's what comes with the food, the camaraderie, I guess they say.
The love and,
yes,
and the caring. That's what's important.
But now I have to admit, if you don't like spicy food, you have to tell somebody ahead of time because the food is spicy.
Wow. My final question that I want to ask you guys, we've talked a whole lot of things, the diasporas moving to Ghana and so forth, developing Ghana and so forth. Yes, still a whole lot of African Americans are still afraid moving to Ghana. At least some are ready to move, but because of finance and so forth, as you said, it's also hindering or maybe bringing them some problems and so forth moving to Ghana. So you being an African American, what are you going to also do to solve those that are also willing to move to Africa to have a living?
I'm hoping that doing more videos like
of the
this,
YouTubes.
Yes, because that's a tool that reaches lots of people.
Right, that's giving us the knowledge
first thing,
and giving others the knowledge.
We need that tool that will reach the masses of the people. And so the one thing, if nothing else, that we're going to do is speak positively about Africa. Yes, it has its challenges.
And how to come here, if just for 10 or 15 days.
Yes.
To scout out and see how the land is. And if you have skills and trades, that's even better.
Yes.
Because that's what we do for each other as sisters and brothers. We lift each other up. And there's nothing greater than to help each other. That's important. That's really important.
So we're going to talk positively about Ghana and about Africa as a whole. I don't know much about other parts of Africa, but specifically about Ghana, we're going to talk positively about it. But we're going to be honest. I had someone call me yesterday, and I had a phone meeting with the person, and she's contemplating relocating to Ghana, and she's getting ready to retire. And so she asked me lots of questions. What is it like? Various things. How did we make the transition and all of these kinds of things? And I gave her as much information as I could, but I was very honest. I explained to her, Ghana has its issues, but so does America.
Right.
It's all relative. It's all relative. Yes.
Worldwide, every
yes. And so you have to ask that question, why? You have to be able to answer that question for yourself. The why. The why for me was Ghana has problems, but so does America. America might have a different kind of problem, but it's still a problem. So if I'm going to have to live with a problem, I want to live with my people right here in Ghana and
Okay.
try to find a way to fix that
That's the
problem.
way I
Yes.
feel also.
Yes.
Yeah, we're home.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that's important.
Yes.
That
We-
really is
Yes.
important.
We've
We
spent
feel that we belong. This is where we belong. And we're
Yeah.
welcomed, as I said,
yes.
continuously by our sisters and brothers. And we love them for that.
And we feel like we have the biggest thing that we think in the back of our heads is we have given enough to America. We've given America everything that we have in our children, our grandparents. We've given enough. How about giving some of it back to Ghana?
Right.
Yes.
All right, so your friends are watching you. What are you going to tell them? At least they also want to come back home. They want to come back to Ghana. So you can just look into the camera and say something to your friends that are watching you.
Oh, peace and love, peace and love. We're here at Mabel's Table off the coast of Atlantic Ocean, off the coast of Atlantic Ocean. We want you to come home.
Come home.
Come home.
Come home.
And come home with the concept and an idea that it is not what we were taught when we were in school as children.
That's
Africa
right.
is not a big jungle. It is a lovely place. Come home and make it great. You've done your work. You've done your homework. You've given all you need to give. Come home and give the rest of it here.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Shalom.
Wow. So as you're watching, you keep subscribing to our YouTube channel. And so we have a whole lot of land that we are selling as usual. So if you're a diaspora and you want to move to Africa, at least you can just check out on our YouTube channel. We have a couple of videos about the land and everything that we do, we build and everything. So guys, as you're watching, please support my parents. They are my parents, so you need to also support them. Maybe I'll put their social media handle, maybe their phone number. If you need to contact them, you can even get in touch with them. So please, as you're watching, you keep subscribing to our channel and make sure you share this video across the world for each and everyone to come back home.
Yes.
Praise the Lord.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Shalom. Beautiful. Beautiful.